Yeah.
How tough is that?
Yeah, it's a tough place to go and play. And again, if you just look at Treviso wanted to do that, clearly they want to win their home games and they want to finish this tournament on a high. So yeah, she's a tough assignment. There's no doubt about it. Having said that too, we're excited. It's an opportunity for us to keep moving forward, but it's just making sure we take care of first things first out there.
Is there a formula for getting the job done out in Treviso? Presumably, you've got a front left and forward.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing is that a lot of their ins are around their forward play, and again we've got to make sure that we get parity at least there, and if we can do that, then we'll get enough ball. We should, we've shown that we can put teams under a lot of pressure. So I think that's the key thing. You go out there and you disrespect them, and you don't do things well, or you don't play with a lot of energy, then you come off second best, and we've got that in the forefront of our mind. So again, it's just making sure we're taking our game forward really.
Against Zebra, how pleased were you with the forward effort?
Oh yeah, I think the effort was outstanding. Again, we put a lot on them, and I asked a lot of the forwards. I thought they delivered in spades in terms of effort. This, accuracy, we can still get better, and although we've got a good result out of that, there's still parts of that game that we're analysing, and we need to make sure that we get better at. And the further this tournament goes on, we've got to make sure we get those bits right. If we genuinely want to be contenders at the end, there's parts of our game that are actually easy fixes, but we've just got to get better at.
How pleased are you now in your own hands, Chris, in terms of...
Sorry, mate.
How pleased are you in terms of the results in your own hands? Even if you know if you probably win the 4 games, you'll be in that playoffs.
Yeah, and I think that's the whole thing, isn't it? Again, it's about, we are in control now. Now, we just, from our point of view, that's only good if you take each game on its merit and you get the result out of each game. So we're not getting too far out of ourselves. We know that each game brings its own set of challenges, and in these last 4 games into the run into the playoffs, each game has a different set of challenges. So again, we just first things first, just get this game done and play and perform how we want to do, and then we'll look at the games from there on after.
You've got a couple of loose-set props come back in the last month, Brian Bebbington and
Yep.
How delighted are you about that and how they've come back into it?
I think bringing quality players like that back into any roster is good. I think it's credit to the other 3 boys that are there. Duncan, Mark Thomas and Gareth Thomas, for the job that they've done while those boys have been away injured. And again, I think it just shows you, that depth is the key in positions, and particularly up front, to the high workload and high contact load. So pretty happy to start bringing guys like that back in. And again, what it does is it breeds competition, and that for me brings the best out of players.
Chris, how big will the returning of Wales contingent be generally?
Yeah, I think, again, bringing quality players back into the team is always good. And I think, if you just look at the energy that those guys have brought back in over the last, when the boys have been released out of the Six Nations camp to come and play for us, and then what they've be able to bring to the game last Zebra, again, it's a positive for us, this group, at this time of the year.
And presumably selection will be quite tough.
Yeah, it is. It's very tough. There's been some very hard discussions this week, and there's a couple of guys that are going to be on the bench this week that, it was bloody tough. Very tough. That's what you want, though. And it's the hard. Those discussions as coaches are what you want. So it's tough on the players, but as a group, the group comes first, and each game's been taken on its own merits. And this, the team that we've selected this week is one that we think will get the job done in Treviso.
How big an incentive is it, the prospect of possibly a home semi-final?
That'd be great. I haven't really thought too much about that. I've got, my eyes firmly set on Treviso and stopping their forward pack and getting out the parity that we need out there. So, listen, I think it'd be awesome to have a home semi, but again, you've got to earn that right, don't you? And that's through getting the results and the performances that we're after over the next 4 weeks.
Anybody not available to you, Chris, would you anybody back?
No, other than the injured guys that are long term, no. So.
What have you made of the forward effort generally this season, Chris? Have you been pleased with it?
Yeah, again, the one thing about I guess about the forwards and the Ospreys is that they never lack for effort. That's the one thing I think as a group and as a forward pack. I'm pretty proud of these guys. You ask them to go to the wall, they'll definitely go there for you. I think from a learning perspective and performance perspective, we have definitely grown in a lot of areas. And I think again, you look at the way our line-out's operating at the moment, it's going well, and that's not just because of one or two players, that's everybody doing their role and understanding what we're after there. There's lots of areas that we can get better in and more consistent in terms of it, like our scrummaging and making sure that we clear in our drive defence roles and things like that. But again, effort is there.
You've worked with Brendan Leonard at Whitecastle. What will you bring next year?
I think he'll bring a real edge in terms of the way he communicates. He's got a strong running game, which I think will complement the other nines that we've got here as well. I think Brendan is also too, from an experience perspective, understands that he's got a role to play in terms of developing younger guys as well, and he's done that readily. I think Tawara Kubalo at Waikato is a clear example of that. Took him under his wing, taught him the way and helped him through it. So I think he'll bring that as well, but he's a fierce competitor, and he's got all the attributes that we want in character at Ospreys.
In terms of recruitment, Chris, I'm sure the right person to ask. Any interest in Jamie Roberts, who's on the market at the moment, next season?
Yeah, no, probably not the right guy to ask, but to be fair, if he wants to come play second row or back row, I'll be happy. But no, I can't really answer that, mate, to be fair.
Chris, we've seen two young ballbacks signed to play in the Pro12 next season. Are you surprised that the Irish provinces have that much cash to spread around, and how does it compare to the budget and players you're with?
Again, mate, I'm the wrong person to ask, to be fair. I think it's, I guess as a Kiwi, it's was reasonably surprising, particularly with Charlie Petau. I think that's a pretty big call. But again, he's backing himself to go back, I guess, and try and put his hand up for the next World Cup. Now, where they get their money from, I have no idea about that, mate. It would be nice, but it's just not. That's just not how we're or how we are at the moment. So, yeah, good luck to them.